Key lime pie. It's the only dessert that sounds like it came out of a Jimmy Buffett song. Today we're finding out if homemade can actually beat store-bought. Or did I just waste an entire afternoon juicing tiny little limes?
I could do this all day.
One of these pies was made fresh in my kitchen. The other was pulled from a grocery store freezer right next to the fish sticks and tater tots. But there can only be one winner. This is homemade versus store-bought, key lime pie edition. Now, key lime pie actually came from the Florida Keys somewhere in the late 1800s. Back then, refrigeration wasn't common, so people used condensed sweet milk because regular milk would just go bad in the Florida heat. They mixed it with egg yolk and lime juice and accidentally created one of the greatest pies in existence.
Oh, groovy, baby.
And, contrary to popular belief, the original key lime pie was not green.
What you talking about, Willis?
If your key lime pie glows in the dark, you might have a problem.
Houston, we have a problem.
Now remember, at the end of this, we will score each pie in 4 categories with a score between 1 and 5. Appearance, texture, taste, and overall lime goodness. So stick around to find out which pie comes out on top. So let's head to the kitchen and find out. Well, welcome back to the kitchen on this key lime edition of Versus. In front of me I have all the ingredients to make a key lime pie, and we're going to follow the same protocol. At the end we will score the 2 pies on 4 categories on a scale of 1 to 5. The only thing left to do at this point is get started making this pie and see what it tastes like here in a little bit. Key lime pie was born in the Florida Keys in the late 19th century. It was invented as a no-bake solution to the region's lack of refrigeration and fresh dairy. By utilizing local highly acidic key limes, raw egg yolks, and a newly invented canned sweetened condensed milk, early residents created a treat that set completely without baking. Okay, so we got this graham cracker crust pressed into the pie dish, and we're going to cook it at 350 for 8 minutes. After we finish cooking this, we're going to let this cool and leave the oven on. Once we mix up the key lime mixture, we can throw it in the oven, and I think it was for about 20-25 minutes at 350. Let's get this in the oven and move on to the filling. Christopher Columbus originally brought key lime trees to the Caribbean in 1493, when sweetened condensed milk was patented by Gail Borden in 1856. It provided a shelf-stable dairy alternative for the isolated islands of the Florida Keys. Local lore credits Cuban sponge fishermen with the original concept. Now we're going to put it in the oven at 350 for 18 to 20 minutes. So that's 350 for 18 to 20 minutes. Then we're going to pull it out, let it cool down to room temperature, and then before service we're going to chill it for at least an hour. Somewhere in the middle of all that, we're going to decorate it and make it look nice. So let's get it in the oven, let's get it cooked off, and then we'll do our next steps. Alexa, set a timer for 18 minutes.
A few moments later.
All right, there you have it. There on the left is the homemade key lime pie, and on the right is the Marie Callender's store-bought. We're gonna cut a slice from both of these and get in there and give them a score. But first, check out this reveal. The verdict. Okay, we're back here. We got both of our pies, and now we're going to do the scoring. Appearance, texture, taste, and overall liminess. On the left, we have our homemade, which didn't come out of the pan too nice. And on the right, we have our Marie Callender's key lime pie straight out of the refrigerator. As far as appearance goes, the whole pie on the homemade looked way better. We're doing our score on these pieces. It fell apart. It didn't come out good. The crust was a little bit crummy, and it just kind of fell apart. Hard to get it out of that dish clean. This one, it held together real nice. The color on it is almost white, really light colored. And then it's got this heavy whipped cream topping. The graham cracker crust is a solid graham cracker crust. It's hard. This looks pretty good. This one, not so much. As far as homemade on appearance, we're gonna give this a 2 because it does not look very appetizing. For this one, it's nothing fancy, so we'll give it a 3. The next category is texture. So we will look around. This has a very custardy, almost cream cheese, cheesecake consistency. The whipped cream is not very solid. It was really soft. And the graham cracker and macadamia nut crust, it's just falling apart. In the future, I might work a little harder on getting that pressed into the dish before adding the filling. The texture on this one, it is also very custardy, cream cheesy, cheesecake consistency. It's real glossy. Whereas this one has more of a subtle yellowish color. This is a really glossy white. Whipped cream, they use a heavier whipped cream on this, probably because it's going to be sitting in a freezer and they don't want it to break down like whipped cream did on this one. Textures on both of them, we'll say the homemade's texture is a 3, and we'll give this one a 4. So now let's do the favorite part, the part that actually matters. We'll start with the homemade, get a little bit of everything, get some of that crust. Wow, that's got a really powerful lime. It's almost too sour. With the recipe that I followed, it had a whole cup of lime juice. In the future, I think I might back that off, make it a little bit sweeter. It's enjoyable, and if you like sour and lime, that's the one for you. Now let's try this one. That tastes more like key lime pie that I've had in restaurants before. There's a back end to it that you got the sour, but then there's kind of a back end creamy sweetness at the back side of it. This one just punches you in the face with lime, and this is nice and subtle, and there's a good balance between the sour and the sweet. So for taste, I'm gonna give mine a 2, and I'm gonna give this one a 4. Overall liminess, our last category. This one is 100% lime. I mean, there's lime pieces on it, there's lime inside of it, there's a strong lime flavor. This one, although it does taste more traditional key lime, it's not as limey, and if you didn't know that was a key lime pie, you wouldn't know until you bit into it because it doesn't really shout key lime pie. So for overall liminess, I'm gonna give mine a 4, and I'm gonna give this one a 3. But none of it's complete until Piper gets a bite. Is that sour? What do you think?
Holy moly, that's really sour. How much lime juice did you put in there?
But let's try this one. Is that one better?
I'm not sure what key lime pie is, but that is probably what it should taste like.
Yeah, well, it's finally happened, folks. With a score of 14 for the store-bought and a score of 11 for the homemade, it looks like we might have an upset. Based on my scoring system, store-bought wins this challenge. Who would have thunk? It's not a hard recipe to make. I would say the cut back on the lime, add a little more sweetness in your filling, and work a little harder on the crust than I did. All right, guys. Well, that's all we have for this episode. We thank you for coming by. And if you like what we're doing here, Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think I should do next. And we'll see you guys on the next video. Tell them bye, Piper.
Bye. See ya.